everybody, and welcome back to the Elder Scrolls Online. We are here to do the Summerset DLC. Now, I had no idea that this DLC was actually coming out now. I thought it was coming out June the 5th. It actually came out May 21st for PC. So it was all a big surprise to me. So I kind of was oh, rushed. I just kind of kept seeing it, but apparently the PC gets it early, which is cool, I guess. So yeah, I love doing Elder Scrolls Online because, well, A, I love playing the game, but B, this was the first series I ever did on my channel was Obsidian, and so I love just playing through the game again. It reminds me of those early days of 2.5 years ago when I first started my channel, when I had 5 subscribers. So I've got that much more now, but it's still, a little bit better, I guess. So I ummed and erred as to which character to play through this DLC with. I have 3. This is Forend, who we saw in the Morrowind expansion, who is a warden. I have Bony Oberon, who we saw in the Orsinium expansion, who is a Khajiit, the great grandfather of Vas Oberon from my Skyrim series. And I also have a Night Elf as well. Now, I kind of originally thought I was going to do it with a Night Elf, but then I was like, well, he's not quite level 50 yet, so I kind of wanted to wait till then, because if I get any gear, I wanted it to be high level, if that makes sense. And so I thought, okay, it's Forend or Bony Oberon. And I thought, well, you know what, we'll go with Forend. He's an elf. I'm intrigued to see how this kind of works out. Plus, he looks pretty darn cool. I think you'll agree. This is an outfit. This is an armour as such. I'll show you. As in a lot of MMOs or games, I guess, you can put on costumes over your armour. So my armour looks completely different to how this would look. Where is it? What do we want? Collectibles. So the hat I've got on is the Colovian figured hood. If I put that away, you can see that's the armour helmet, which you can, I guess, like or dislike. And this is the Ornator Night Raid armour. So that is how I would look without the armour, which, hey, maybe if I applied a different dye to it, it would look a little bit better, but the Night Raid armour, I think it looks pretty good. And then I don't like that helmet, so I put the hood on it, and I think it matches up quite nicely as well. You get all this stuff in the store. You can also get it as you go out and about in the world, and you can also get it from, unfortunately, loot crates as well, which are a thing in this game, as they are in every single game ever. Now, I thought the one thing I'll do differently is we'll try and use a different weapon. So generally with Forend, I've been using a staff, a destruction staff. You can see that's at level 50. But I thought, why not try and use a two-handed sword for this playthrough, or potentially a dual wield. I hadn't decided on which one yet, but I only had one sword, so we're going with two-handed right now because I had a pretty cool looking one, which is this blessed great sword. I apparently have 2 items of it. I didn't even realise that. Where do I have 2 items of it? How do I? Oh, they made a change. I completely forgot about, which is that two-handed swords now count as 2 items in a set, which is a really good change because otherwise it was a little bit unfair. So yeah, I guess I get the little perk of that anyway. But then I've got the seducer stuff, which is a kind of a low-level-y armour, but it's actually pretty good. It's real decent, and a bit of Death's Wind as well, just for that physical resistance. So it's not this isn't a high spec or anything like that, or min-maxed to the nth degree, but we're kind of doing okay, I would say. Now I believe with Forend. He's my most complete character, I believe, in so much as I've completed most of the DLCs with him, I think. Done Morrowind. I did complete Morrowind, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Clockwork City I haven't done yet, but I'll get to that at some point. But for now, we're going to go to Summerset. Where are we? So, we need collections, we need stories. This is how you always start the DLCs. And we need to accept this quest. So, by royal decree, the once forbidding island of the High Elves has been opened. Its crystal tower drawing travellers to its light, but dark forces from beyond and below are also interested in the mystic location in this new chapter set in the Summerset Isle. Quest available, Queen Ayrenn. That's Kate Beckinsale for those who don't know. Request your aid in important matters in the newly opened province of Summerset Isle. A boat leaves regularly from most major cities. Seek out the Eye of the Queen or Razum Dar when you reach the beautiful city of Shimmerene. I did also think, like, because with Forend I went through a different section which didn't work with Queen Ayrenn, but with Bony Oberon. But we're here now, we're going to do it with my quest log is full. Okay, we just want to probably abandon a quest. I'll just abandon a couple. I don't really want to do that. I don't really want to abandon any of these, but I'm going to have to, aren't I? There we go, we'll abandon that one, a feast to remember. Okay, now we'll pick it up. You can only have a certain number of quests in your log. There we go, accepted. Started the Queen's decree. Travel to Shimmerene in Summerset. Okay. So Summerset is down here. This new dungeon, Cloud Rest. That's the Shimmerene Way Shrine. I guess we just go there. Costs 146 gold. I'll live with that. I have like no gold though, because I spent it all trying to upgrade by buying items, and it didn't really work very well. Well, I was actually trying to buy like the highest level of crafting material, but it's so prohibitively expensive that I ended up basically spending all my money. Okay, so we've got Razum Dar down there. So this is Shimmering. Let's just have a look around, shall we? Because, wow, looks pretty nice. Oh, by the way, I'm using the bear companion as well. I thought that would work well with the two-handed stuff. Okay, so we've got some.
There's rumors of strange things crawling over this island. Make sure you're...
Okay, so these are all guild stores. We've got a riding stable down there. This looks nice though, doesn't it? Oh, for those who want to know like what champion level I am, it's 245. Probably got that already. Which is like pretty average really. I think right now for people. Good thing about the champion points is once you hit it, it works on all your characters. So I mean, like this lady, I'm guessing, or guy is 750, which is pretty darn high. This is some very different architecture to what we've probably seen in other parts of Elder Scrolls Online, as in very tall and grand, isn't it? Looks pretty nice though. We haven't seen that a lot in Elder Scroll games either, to be fair. It's very posh as well, isn't it? High Elves, oh my god, the High Elves are going to be so up themselves, aren't they? They're going to be so... There's a quest up here. Let's have a chat with Lanare. Probably don't want to steal just yet.
Mara, help me. Mara, help me. An adventurer? Oh, praise you, Mara, for hearing my prayers. Please, newcomer, I'm desperate for help. My son, Arathel, has gone missing. No one will tell me what happened to him.
Slow down. Tell me what happened.
Yes, I'm sorry. The last time I saw him, he was agitated, scared. I asked him what was wrong, but he left without a word. The guards arrived later. They said he turned himself in, that he was involved in a plot to kill our sapiarch, Icantar.
You say he turned himself in. He's not in his cell.
No, he vanished. They say he escaped. Can you believe it? Why would he turn himself in only to escape a few hours later? They're hiding something, I know it. Please, Caraval, help me find my boy. He would never hurt anyone. I swear it.
Alright, I'll look for your son.
You have a perfect heart, newcomer. None of my neighbors would lift a finger to help me. The guards placed Arathel in a cell beneath the Kin Lady's manor. I'm told the Justiciar of Remand is there now. A mer named Talarion. He must know something.
Would your son have any reason to kill this, Sepiarch? Icantar?
No, Icantar treats us like family. Arathel is Icantar's apprentice, you see? He was so proud when the attestation came through. He's been a bit withdrawn, though. I found some Aprax literature in his room. But it's just a phase, right?
Aprax?
Right. You're new to the Isle. I apologize. Apraxic Mer are people who, for whatever reason, were expelled from the greater elven community. Most Aprax labor for years to re-enter society. Others choose to remain in exile. I feel very sorry for them.
And these Aprax elves do a lot of writing.
Some do, yes. Treatises on class warfare, religious hypocrisy, that sort of thing. A lot of young Mer take a liking to it. I think it's healthy to push back a bit. Not too much, of course, but a bit.
So are there any Aprax elves here in Shimmerene?
Rumor has it that a famous Aprax called the Mother of Rats lives in the city,
Doesn't
but
sound
I've never
good, does
met
it?
her. And even if I did, we're forbidden from speaking with her. Oh, that sounds awful, doesn't it? It's just the way things are here, I'm afraid.
Goodbye. Okay, well, I know we could go and do that quest, but I'm actually going to just have a little wander around first, and then go and speak to Razum Dar. Oh, what's that over there, I wonder. Interesting. Yeah, we'll have a little look, just around, I guess, and then go and speak to Razum Dar, just in case he's like, oh, I want you to do something in Shimmerene, or what not. If not, then we'll come back and do that quest. I've got that mount. You get that mount when you pre-order Summerset. I think Summerset was only 20 quid, and for some weird reason it came with the Morrowind expansion as well, so if you are thinking of getting into the Elder Scrolls Online, I think it costs like 30 to include the base game and all of this, and you get some like stuff with it as well. And like if you join ESO Plus, you get all the other DLC for free. Not Morrowind or Summerset, because they're like the big expansions. Like if we look at this map, I guess it's quite a big area. And you also get like crowns for the crown store, and you also get like a crafting bag, which is the most useful thing in the world. So you have the ability to just carry as much materials as you want. It's infinite basically, which, you know, if you intend upon doing any sort of crafting whatsoever in the game, is an absolute necessity. Otherwise you can buy upgrade space in your bags, so you know, it's not just locked behind a paywall, but obviously it just takes a lot of money. It's not Razum Dar. Oh dear, there seems to be a fight. Razum Dar, let's have a chat.
My friend, Raz is happy to see you, but surprised you didn't help me with these creatures. Not that Raz needed any help. You must tell me what brought you to Summerset after you agreed to assist Raz with his usual cloak and dagger business.
So, for those who don't know Razum Dar, he is one of the kind of like eyes of the Queen. He's It's not the Daggerfall Covenant. It's not the Aldmeri Dominion. Sorry, of course. Yeah, you meet him a lot. He's kind of like involved in the main quest all through that. Complications, Raz. That sounds ominous.
Ominous? No more than usual, my friend. But there's work for the Queen's Eye, and this one could use an extra blade if you're willing. Queen Ayrenn issued a decree to open the borders of Summerset and allow outsiders to have access to the island.
That doesn't sound too terrible.
That's what Raz said, but rumors reached the Queen. So this one made the journey and was immediately attacked by strange creatures. Raz doesn't think the two are related, but if you could ask some questions, check on the newcomers, that would help.
I'll ask some questions around the city.
While you ask questions around the city, Raz can take care of some other business. It may or may not involve scratching and clawing. Let's meet near the entrance to Shimmerene when you have something to report.
So I didn't see him fighting the creatures, but what were those strange creatures I saw you fighting?
Raz never saw such monsters in his life. They appear related to water, but this one tends to avoid this stuff. That pearl, though, Raz swears it was calling those creatures. A mystery for another time, perhaps. Now, we need to see to the newcomers.
Okay. So, anyone in specific, I think anyone specific you want me to talk to regarding the Queen's decree?
As a matter of fact, Raz made a list. Old Newell, a high elf artisan, spoke out. See what she complained about. Then there's Soxolza, a persecuted Argonian newcomer. Finally, Ranuel, a city resident noted in the Divine Prosecution's observation log.
Okay, well, we'll go and chat to them. I don't need their life stories. Thanks, Razum Dar. They're pretty ugly looking things, aren't they? He looks stunned. Now, I guess he meant go, when he said go to the city and talk to people. Okay, they're just outside the city, I see. Okay, no problem. This is that. Oh, that gets the boat back home. Gotcha. Okay, well, let's go and talk to this guy apparently below us. What mount have I got? Oh, yeah, look, I got the night message. Okay, where is Onilewell? He's down there. Oh my god, your mud crabs are huge.
Not that you'd understand the concept, but the path to Alaxon requires dedication and complete concentration. I must find the perfect shells, or my pigments will be substandard. And do you know what that will do to my art? Exactly.
Sorry, what's the path to Alaxon?
An ultimate concept practiced widely here in Summerset. Alaxon is the state of perfection that every high elf strives for. The path to Alaxon represents the approach we take to achieve that state. Now, why have you interrupted my work?
High elves, man. They're so up themselves. I heard you made complaints to Shimmerene. I'd like to hear about that.
I believe in caution as much as the next high elf, but sometimes the rules get in the way of common sense. My apprentice lived here for more than a year. Good help is so hard to find, especially among the newcomers. And she was adept at making dyes.
What happened to your apprentice?
They took her away. Said they had to scrutinize her qualifications, test her knowledge of culture and etiquette. But I haven't seen her since. My work suffers, so of course I complained to the monks. Now I have to gather my own shells.
So did the monks offer any explanation as to where she was or when she'd be returned?
They told me I could fill out some forms and appeal to the kin lady. But who has time for such bureaucracy? And for a wood elf?
I'm a wood elf.
I have work to do, and all this aggravation has diverted my path to Alaxon.
I'll let you get back to your work.
Perfection requires constant vigilance. So
I'm telling you now, if there's a quest line like to screw over the high elves, I'm definitely doing it. The only nice high elf I've ever met is Queen Ayrenn. What's this stuff over here? Oh, this is like yeah, ruby ashwood. We'll take some of that. Summerset reminds me very much of the starting area. Yeah, I think so. Which is nice because that's one of my favourite areas in the game. The starting area of the Altamiri Dominion, that is. So, that's good. Their bloody mud crabs look at them, they're huge. Okay. We might as well go this way, I guess. Oh, hello, heavy sack. Nice. I don't know what platinum ounce is. I must admit, I'd never seen that before, so let me just have a look what that is. Platinum. GLMNRB. Okay, it doesn't appear in there. Does it appear in here? Doesn't appear in here. Nope, it's none of that. I have no idea what it is. Oh well. I have no idea how I've got all that stuff either. Like, you just pick it up and it just ends up in that bag. And then when you need it, you need it. Do you know what I mean? I've got no idea how the hell I've got it all. But there you go. We haven't even fought anything yet. That makes a nice change, doesn't it? I'm saying I'm blatantly going to run into something in a minute. What are they? They're direwolves. Let's fight them. Let's get a bear involved. If I summon, I'll tell you what my skills do actually. So number one, that brings down a big oh, that's somebody else. It brings down a cliff rider. Number two is it basically means my attacks heal, which is obviously really useful. Number three summons this little netch, which restores magicka, which again, as you can imagine, is probably quite useful. Oh dear. Gem at Summerset is not the wondrous paradise the heralds claim it to be. Despite the fine words in the Queen's decree, the High Isles want nothing to do with outsiders. They treat the newcomers worse than a mud flea on a guar. As soon as I stepped off the boat, priests from the monastery collected me for some sort of cultural assessment to ascertain my understanding of societal rules and regulations. However, no one actually asked me any questions. They locked me in a cell somewhere in the bowels of the monastery, along with other newcomers to the island. Something about the whole affair felt wrong to me, like warm water in an otherwise cool stream. When I heard one of the monks give thanks with a daydream prayer, I knew I had to get out of there. I used the talents I learned from associates who may or may not have belonged to the Thieves Guild. I know he disapproves of my friends, and slipped out of the cell and away from the monastery. In the morning I plan to head to Alinor. Hopefully I can secure a passage back to Murkmire there. Frankly, at this point, any destination would be preferable to here. Indeed, goings on, who'd have thought it? Who'd have thought it? Yeah, so betting edge then 5 is an uppercut skill for my sword, basically. And then my super is to summon the bear who just does damage himself. And there's somebody over here who has there's a quest. Nice stag. Showing off, aren't you? Let's chat to...
Seeking a sip of fine Russifeld red?
Hello,
Headed
Linoir.
to the famed Russifeld wine,
Linoir.
traveler. Well then, it seems I'm not the only one who'll be disappointed today. Old Hallimorian's been offed by those wood elves. Won't be any wine tastings for a while, I'd wager.
You mean there's been a murder?
Just what I heard from one of the bailiffs. Apparently, some daffy Bosmer called the Ghost of the Green did it, but no one knows for sure. The investigation's hit a snag. Something about the rule of three. Superstitious nonsense, if you ask me.
What's the rule of 3?
Indeed. Until they find a suitable third investigator, the jurisleads and
Guessing
revelators
that's where
are
I
left
come
to
in.
sit on their hands. Nonsense. Why not go lend them a hand? They'll likely just tell you to go jump into the sea, but it can't hurt to ask.
Alright, I head to Roosevelt and speak to the investigators. My quest looks full, for God's sake. Apologies. Okay, we're just going to abandon this one. And abandon that one. You can always pick them up again. You just have to go to the person who gave them to you.
Headed
So,
to the famed
okay, right. Help Lorne unmask mysterious killer from the past. Okay. This is nice, isn't it? These fields are nice. It's a sheep. Hello, sheeps. And a farmer. Right, where do we need to go now? Over there. Oh, there's a log. I don't really want maple, but I just feel bad if I don't pick up this stuff as we go through, you know. I don't know why. Okay, how far below is this guy? Because, okay, we can get down here. That's a nice suit of armour. It's very grand. I think this must be like the grandest city I've been to. I don't even think this is like the biggest city in the game, so that's pretty impressive. There's a crafting thing up here as well. Nice camel. I've got a camel as well. His name's Humphrey.
Can't you see I'm
I also have a mechanical camel as well. I don't know what his name is. Okay. So here's Ranuel.
A coin for this unworthy one.
a newcomer in the warehouse district? Unusual. But how can I help you today, my friend?
I was wondering how your name ended up in the Divine Prosecution's observation log.
The Divine? Who told you that? If a justiciar sent you to try and trick me into confessing... No. The High Elves would never send a newcomer to perform such a task. But I admit it. I made my thoughts known.
And what were these thoughts, if you don't mind me asking?
I arranged to bring my cousin here to work with me. The ship arrived, but all the newcomers were carted away. For questioning, they said. I complained to the kin lady and anyone else who would listen. And what has it gotten me? Nothing.
Okay, so there's clearly something suspect going on. You're not a high elf if you lived in Summerset very long.
Oh, my family has been here for generations and generations. Before the Queen's decree, outsiders might have been rare, but we were not unheard of. Our business has grown and gets better every day. That's why I sent for my cousin. We need the help.
Do you like living in Somerset?
Summerset is a rare and beautiful jewel in the Abetian Sea. I love it here. The High Elves treat us like children, but they have never been hostile. The Queen's decree has stirred the waters, though. I fear it will get worse before it gets better.
Okay. Interesting outfit. Right, let's have a look at this. Crafting the Shimmerene dockworks. Shimmerene dockworks, interesting crafting area. What is this? major evasion, increasing your dodge chance by 50%. Dismounting spawns a dust cloud at your position for 12 seconds that deals 34 damage every 1 second. To enemies who stand beside it, the damage would increase based upon your level, so don't worry about that. If we put it up to like the highest level, then it gives you a bit more of a gist of what it does. You and your group members inside the dust cloud gain major evasion. Dust cloud can be created once every 12 seconds. Interesting, not useful for me personally, but sure, interesting. Oh, and this is the same thing. It's just I think I have like so much stuff that I'm not even. I have to have a look off. I was looking off camera to begin with, and I was like, I don't even know. I haven't played this character for so long that I'm like, I don't even know what I was thinking last time to have all this stuff and what I want to keep and what I don't. So I was like, yeah, just keep it all and then we'll work it all out in the end. Right, so we need to go back and see Mr. Razum Dar.
Sadly, not all of my beasts weathered the passing well. My poor camels haven't eaten well for days.
Dude, you need to look after your camels properly. Oh, maybe don't take them here. That would probably be a little bit better for them. Well, I mean, what's a camel going to do in this area? I might change my mount actually, seeing as everyone's running around on the Nightmare Cinch. What have we got? Mounts. So these are the ones I've got. 2 horses, a camel, a cave bear, a dwarven bear. We're going to go dwarven bear. Why not? I can't remember how I got this one. I think I got it in a crown crate. They occasionally, I don't buy crown crates, but they give them to you on occasion, just for logging in and stuff like that. So I've got quite lucky. That's how I got this outfit as well, actually, through a crown crate. It annoys me, the crown crates, because you can't just buy the stuff in them like separately. You have to get them through a loot box, which I think is very bad.
Why have you closed the monastery?
Good people, I hear your concerns.
Well, the workers I hired, they were aboard the ship from Rivenspire.
The King Lady and I, we have only your best interests in mind. Every
Sure thing,
guest
buddy.
must be
Best
sequestered
interests.
while we ascertain their suitability for Ultima society.
Okay, let's chat to Razum Dar.
Such anger. Raz never expected to hear such words from the Queen's loyal subjects. The sentiment isn't universal, but enough feel this way for Raz to be concerned. Did you learn anything interesting from the people I sent you to talk to?
The artist assistant and the Ricard's cousin have both been sequestered.
Sequestered? Just a different word for imprisoned, yes. Ranul's cousin just arrived, but Olnewell's assistant has lived on Summerset since long before the Queen ever issued her decree. What about the lizard? What did Soxolza have to say?
Zoxola was dead by the time I reached him. I found this letter in his pack.
Why would the Aldar gather up newcomers and non-High Elf residents alike and send them to the monastery? Does the King Lady condone this behavior? Raz's head itches, and not in a good way. Our course is clear, Five Claw. We must go to the monastery.
Alright, I hope you investigate the monastery.
Raz admires your enthusiasm, but this one needs you to enter the
Of
monastery
course,
on your own.
of course, Raz.
Raz has other fish to catch. This one will help you get past the sentry, though. When you notice that the sentry is distracted, just sleep quietly inside.
Okay, let's go. Enter the Monastery of Serene Harmony. Okay. Above. Shouldn't really use my stamina because that's what I use for. I'm not used to using stamina skills, you see. I think once I get them to a certain level I can. But I get, no, I have to get a champion point. I'll do that later. I think you can convert them to Magicka, which probably would be better. Oh, to get those we need to unlock them. Yeah, okay. You level up in skills just by having the skills in your hotbar, so not this way either. Oh god. Oh. For goodness sake, you should have looked at the map to begin with, shouldn't I? I reckon she made the same mistake. I reckon they're making the same mistake as well. Yeah, through here and then round to the right. Okay. She's got a Betty Netch as well, look at that. It's gonna be like busy with people.
I have a... Damn it, why won't this work?
Did you see a golden knight?
Yes,
I
I did.
That was, and I'm not sure I want to know.
That was weird.
Sentry, Raz owes you for that game of cards and has come to pay.
Nice one, Raz. We'll just slip quietly inside. Oh, this looks very grand. Okay. Investigate the monastery. I don't know if there's people in there. List of sequestered guests, wood elves, former elves, females who claim to be diminished citizens. One said she lived in Summerset for more than a year, moved to preparation cells, Khajiit, Argonians, Bretons, Red Guard. They're just getting everyone, aren't they, who isn't elf. The high elf, basically. The high elves, man. Such massive races, aren't they? They really are. King Lady's letter. Dear Old Archdeacon, so glad you suggested transferring to our beloved monasteries. Happens to use influence to make that happen. Especially after that insightful discussion we had concerning Queen Ayrenn's radical and frankly dangerous decree. I look forward to working with you to make sure Shimmerene and indeed all of Summerset remain safe and secure. Your plan to sequester newcomers in order to test their suitability for residency in Shimmerene is a stroke of genius, determining who has the ability and temperament to become productive members of our society and who does not will allow us to spot troublemakers and lackadaisical transients before any damage is done. It isn't a perfect solution, but it will suffice until we can urge the unforeseen Queen to rescind this order and send all the Nebara, the unwelcome, back to where they came from. Wow. So I mean, it's a candidate you deem acceptable for life in Summerset. I'm sure Proxy Queen Al-Winari, we will appreciate documentation concerning who we permit to stay and who we send away. I keep saying that Summerset is sacrosanct. Let Alderaan deal with the other races. After all, our beloved Queen spends all her time there anyway. Because carousing with cats and wood elves, I'm sure she'd love more company. Oh, I don't like this woman already. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to kick her butt, I reckon.
No, not now, please. Your spiritual well-being can wait until after my nap.
Where can I find the people that have been sequestered?
You'll have to ask one of the monks that the new Aldorc brought with him. They deal with all the newcomer testing and evaluations. I'm just a simple monk trying to catch up on my sleep. That was a hint, by the way.
You must have some idea where they're sequestering newcomers.
Again with the questions about the newcomers. Why do you care about the complexities of Altma bureaucracy? Still, if I had to make a guess, I'd say they were taking into the Undercroft for registration and processing. Now go away.
Registration and processing. Goodbye. Okay. It's a nice chapel, but pretty nefarious, right? Anyway, where are we going? Oh, I still have to talk to him.
No, not
okay.
Aldorc Tilkala arrived right after the Queen issued her decree. He came highly recommended by King Lady Avanice, or so I heard. It's not unusual for monks to form attachments and move together, but there's something strange about that bunch.
Something strange? What do you mean?
The Aldorc and his monks keep to themselves. They've taken the Undercroft for their own purposes and ordered the rest of us to avoid the ancient vaults beneath the monastery. Now, please, Let me get back to my nap.
Why do I have to still talk to him?
You'll have to ask again. The monastery should be a place of peace and meditation. The Aldark is closed.
The monks will raise the alarm if they see me. Right, so I did have to talk to him about everything. The soldier won't. The soldier's alright.
I should be seeing your back walking out of here by now.
That's above us. We have to go up with the stairs. So we have to like sneaky, sneak, sneak. The abyssal pearl. Is that in this room, do you think, or no, next room? That's a big old pearl.
Unusual knick-knack for an Aldark's office, wouldn't you agree?
Oh, hi.
I noticed you skulking around while I was engaged in some skulking of my own. I suppose we both came to the monastery with a similar purpose in mind.
And what purpose would that be?
The sequestered newcomers. I came to find out what happened to a friend. I assume that's what brought you here as well? A house of worship shouldn't be used as an internment camp, and it shouldn't be locked to the public either.
I saw a pearl like that. There were strange creatures nearby.
Interesting. I've never seen anything quite like it. I find it intriguing and a bit disturbing. But we aren't here to discuss curios. Strange creatures notwithstanding, we need to find out what's happening with the missing newcomers.
How did you happen to get past the sentry, by the way?
The sentry doesn't appear to have stopped you, so I could ask you the same question. Let's just agree that we both have our methods. Curious, but I feel that there's more going on in Shimmerene than the usual politics and community relations.
What else could be going on?
That's the question, my cautious friend. We have a newly appointed Aldark and a disgruntled kin lady, both opposed to the Queen's decree. What's their connection to the missing newcomers? I was about to explore the Undercroft. Care to join me?
I'll meet you in the Undercroft. Okay, got nothing new, friend.
I
Nice
wonder
cat.
where the Aldark acquired it. Probably not important. I'll meet you in the Undercroft, and we can see what's going on with the newcomers.
Only if there's still any new skill books. Oh, there is. Okay, we should probably just... There we go. Probably don't want to mess with that guy. So you can get your skill levels up a little bit if you happen to come across a skill book, if you're lucky enough. It's always proc though. Monk. Okay, we've got to investigate the Undercroft. I don't think they're going to spot us until we get to the Undercroft, so... where's that? Down there. Okay, so seems like there's some very nefarious goings on around here.
Something's wrong down here. I sense magic. Vile magic. Cages.
There's also a rat and a bug.
Deserve such treatment.
Jesus
There's someone
Christ.
alive over there. See if you can help her.
Thank the divines! You aren't one of the monks. Please, let me out of here.
Why'd they lock you in a cage?
It's a nightmare. We came to Summerset to seek new opportunities. We barely stepped off the ship when they marched us to the monastery. Instead of questioning us or the usual high elf bureaucracy, they locked us in these cages.
There's only a few here. Where are the rest of the newcomers?
The monks gathered them a few moments ago and took them through the door on the far side of the chamber. Please, let me out of here before they take me away like the others.
Unlock the cage. then see what's going on in the next chamber.
Is that Oh, thank you for setting me free.
Unlock all the cages. Might as well just loot the place while we're here, you know. Oh, okay, I think she's going around unlocking the cages. Okay, good. Takes me a job, I guess.
A Daedra? Here? And that's a Scoffin, if I remember my Daedric recitations correctly. Very curious.
What's a dead Scoffin doing in a monastery devoted to the Eight?
An excellent question, and one I hope to find the answer to. From the evidence before us, it appears this Nord killed the Scoffin before he succumbed to his own wounds. Good for him. I found this key on the creature's belt, so we can open that door.
That's where the prisoners sent the monks to the rest of the newcomers.
Then I suggest we pick up the pace. We need to determine what's actually happening down here, and who's behind all this. Without answers to those questions, we won't be able to decide on our best course of action.
What about your missing friend?
I'll explain everything later. For now, we need to hurry.
Yeah, we'll hurry. I'll just loot some stuff first though, so don't worry about that. It's always the bloody Daedra, isn't it? I wonder which one it is this time. I wonder which one it is this time. Oh. Got a defender.
Daedric cultists?
Oh man, how is that not a chest?
The pearl's draining these people.
Oh, whoops. Can I not destroy the pearl? Hey, Valsirin, what are we doing?
More newcomers? Unfortunately, the magic only affects those who have been prepared.
Clavicus file,
But
okay.
never fear. Your turn will come.
Okay, Clavicus file. Right, well, as long as, you know. As long as we know. Here we go. The Yagra lava, eh?
You hold off these creatures.
Okay. You got it. I can hold these creatures off.
The pearl's magic attracts these creatures. Hold them off while I complete my spell.
Get him. Get him, bear. The Yagra Strider. Just whack him with the sword. What the hell's this thing? Okay, don't get in the way of the red stuff, I guess. Gotcha.
Come on, let's talk outside.
Okay. So now he knows Clavicus file. It's always either Clavicus file, Molek Baal. One of them anyway.
Those poor people. This wasn't just about newcomers and opposing the Queen's decree. That was Daedric magic back there. I just wish we had arrived a few moments earlier.
What happened to the pearl? Did you destroy it?
I promised to explain what I know. I suppose that now's as good a time as any. I'm a member of the Sijic Order. Our Right Master sent me to investigate a warning we received about a plot involving Summerset. My inquiries led me here.
Sijic Order?
The Sijic Order is an ancient magical monastic society. We served as advisors to the rulers of Tamriel, But that was before we removed our island home from the world. Now this threat has drawn us back. But why are you involved in all this?
I'm working with Razum Dar, one of the Queen's eyes, but what happened to the pearl?
An eye of the Queen? Interesting. I diffused the Daedric magic and transported the pearl to Artaeum, the Sigic island, for safekeeping and study, so we can learn more about it. But we can discuss this further once we get out of here.
Alright, let's go. Escape the Undercroft. This is to me like there's gonna be a fight to get out. Oh man, look at these chests, that's so disappointing. Why are you taunting me like this? Let's kill this guy. Okay. I mean, don't bother lifting a finger, love. You know, I'll kill everyone myself, don't worry. Uppercut that can now be morphed. Okay, so I might be able to change it to a skill which uses magicka. No, I can't. Slam an enemy with an upward swing, dealing for that, stunning them for 3.5 seconds, knocking them back. Stuns and knocks back the enemy. Grants you power, increasing damage in the next light attack by 40%. I mean, that seems. They both use stamina still, unfortunately. Do I want to stun them, knock them back, or I'd probably empower, I think. Wrecking blow. So I might actually, now I've done that, I might actually switch weirdly. Oh, I'll try it out for the rest of the dungeon. Is that talking? Hey, that's rude. There we go. Here we are, pretty strong, as you'd probably imagine. I'm not even using my ice thing. Just the cliff racer which just bombards them is just strong enough on its own to basically kill them. Which is cool. What we got around here? Oh, hi. Get out of the way, scaffing. There we go. 200 increased to 18. Yay. Okay. Gotta drop down here before you go down the stairs. She's still over there.
Are we done yet?
Where the hell did he go? God damn these guys. I'm just like killing them all, to be honest with you. I didn't really need to. Never Let's GTFO.
Living on Arteum for a few centuries doesn't prepare you for physical activity. Let the Eye of the Queen know what we discovered, and I'll catch up with you later.
Okay. It's our Razum Dar. Oh my god, why am I in a maze? Okay. That was amazing. Get it? Yeah, I'll get my coat. Where is he? He's in here. He's in the pub. Why am I not surprised at that? Where is he? He's around here. He's above us, okay. For God's sake.
Ah, this one's new partner returns.
Partner.
What interesting scandal did you uncover in the
Interesting.
monastery? Tell Raz every juicy detail.
The people that were sequestered were killed to power a Daedric ritual. I found this letter.
That isn't the kind of scandal Raz was hoping for.
Me neither.
Murder, Daedric rituals, and traitorous behavior have a way of ruining an otherwise perfect day. We need to learn the extent of the Kin Lady's involvement. And by we, Raz means you.
Do you want me to go and accuse the Kin Lady of conspiring with the Daedric cult?
Accuse? Not exactly. Raz wants you to talk to her. See what she knows about the Oldar. The Kin Lady is meeting with local leaders. Attend that meeting and learn the truth. This invitation and set of elegant clothes will get you through the door.
Also, I met a mage from the Sigil Order in the monastery.
A Sigil? Raz has heard rumors, but there are always rumors about the Sigils. For an island of sages who disappeared more than 300 years ago, they certainly seem to get around.
They do indeed.
Did this Sigil mage say what the Order was investigating?
Something about warning, and they seemed pretty interested in the life-sucking pearl.
There was a life-sucking pearl. You should probably have led with that bit of information.
Possibly.
Well, we can worry about the Sigil mage and figure out where these pearls came from later. For now, go see what the Kin Lady has to say.
Shouldn't you speak to the Kin Lady? You do work for the Queen after all.
Kin Lady Avanice and Raz do not get along. You see, there was a horse, a platter of pudding tarts, and... no, this one won't bore you with the sordid details. Besides, everyone behaves well when they see Raz. You will learn more than I would.
Okay, goodbye. So, we will finish up there. Next time, I guess we're going to attend this Kin Ladies meeting. Just a nice seat by the fire. But thank you so much for watching. This first installment of Summerset. I'm intrigued to know what exactly is going to be going on and see more of this isle. But till then, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.